welcome to Love the Movie Troy. This is Troy, and this is the channel where we talk about movies. So look, check me out. Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan, to me, this has been the biggest news drop in history. In history. Like, this is the best amount of news to have ever came out in Star Wars history. I mean, I think the only thing that rivals it is back in, like, I think it was like 2014, they announced that Disney bought Star Wars, and that was a huge deal, knowing that they're going to continue on with the Star Wars legacy, because at that time, previously, you didn't know if Star Wars was going to continue. Like, was Episode 3 the last Star Wars movie we'll ever see? Is it all done? And no, we found out that Disney, but this tops that, because they announced so much stuff that the fans just been wanting, everything that make the fans happy, and I don't really see how this bit of news can upset anyone. Now, don't get me wrong, there's things that I don't like about some of the stuff that they announced. I will get to that, but it's a lot more stuff that I love. Right now, Disney, they did this big event called the Disney Investors Event, and they just announced a bunch of the Disney properties that they have coming in the future. And I love this idea because it shows that we got a lot to be excited for in the future. So they announced a lot of stuff. They did. Let's see. Now, they announced a show called Rangers of the New Republic. And this is going to take place in the same time period as the Mandalorian show. So it's going to be a crossover. You're going to see crossover events happening, and it's going to lead into this big finale. They didn't announce who the characters will be in the show. I'm assuming Cara Dune's character from The Mandalorian and some other characters, and they're going to have their own show, and it's going to be probably an action-packed show. Also, they announced it with the Ahsoka show. Now, I kind of knew that this show was coming. You know, they cast Rosario Dawson as the character of Ahsoka. There's no way that she's just gonna be in an episode or two in The Mandalorian. I was pretty sure she was gonna get like her own television series or her own movie or something. And it's crazy, a week after she appeared in The Mandalorian, she's here with her own show or whatever, and it's gonna be ran by, of course, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Now, I gotta say, I'm not really excited about this news. This is the news everyone is gonna be hyped about. This is gonna be the news that, listen, I know I'm in the minority here. Ahsoka, like, she's a beloved character. She's gonna be ultra badass, and she's played by a great actress, Rosario Dawson. Everyone's gonna be excited about this, especially how she just appeared in The Mandalorian. So cool. I'm not excited about it. I'm not really into seeing the same characters over and over again, and I think that's why I'm not really hyped about this show. I might not even watch the Ahsoka show or the Rangers of the New Republic show. I'm probably not gonna watch either one of them. Nothing against them. Listen, I understand people are gonna be excited and people are gonna watch anything that's Star Wars, and hey, I understand. I get it. It's just not my cup of tea. So, moving on from that, in terms of the streaming service stuff, in terms of the shows, the one that I am excited for the most by far is this new show that's announced called The Acolyte. This is extraordinary news. Now, this is going to be taking place in the High Republic era. So this is going to be years and years and years away from the Galactic Empire. And this is what I've been wanting. I've been wanting Star Wars to get away from the same time periods. All of the stuff be in the same time periods. We get the Clone Wars era and we get the New Republic era in between. I want years in the future or years in the past, and this is going to take place in the High Republic era. So this is none of the characters that we've seen before will even exist in this time. And so we're dealing with all new characters, and we're dealing with the dark side. Yes, we're dealing with Sith. This is the stuff that intrigues me in Star Wars. The Sith, the dark side, you know, the first emperors and the different type of emperors and the rules and stuff like that from the dark side. We're going evil with this, and I'm excited. And it's ran by great showrunners, the creators of the Netflix series Russian Doll. So it's a lot of skill involved, and so I'm highly excited about this show. It's going to be incredible. Now moving on, now Lando, he has a show. He's gonna have his own show. Again, I'm not excited about this. I don't care to see Lando anymore. I really didn't even want to see the Han Solo movie that came out in the past, and I definitely don't want to see a little television show about Lando. Now, what I like about this show and the Ahsoka show, that it's a limited series, so this isn't gonna be 5-6 seasons long of these characters. We're getting limited series of these characters, and that's good. Like, we're not overdoing iconic characters like Lando, like Obi-Wan, like Ahsoka. They're limited series, and that's fine. And so they're gonna come and go. People that love it is gonna watch it, and people like me that's gonna be is gonna be on the fence and not really gonna care. So again, Lando, for all the people that excited about a Lando show, this is what you got, and it's actually gonna be made by some real good talent. The people that's doing this show is the people that did Dear White People. The director that did that did a phenomenal job with that. So it's talent behind it. So I don't think it's going to be bad or anything. Again, I'm not excited about seeing the same characters over and over. A Droid Story, the animation type of show that intrigues me, because there's a cartoon, like, again, only hardcore Star Wars fans are gonna know what I'm talking about there, but there's a cartoon, there's a droid type of cartoon that came out years ago. I believe it was like in the 80s or the 70s or something like that, and it was about the droids, and I actually liked that show as a kid. Again, you gotta be a super hard Star Wars fan. All you new Star Wars fans that just became Star Wars fans since The Force Awakens, y'all not gonna know what I'm talking about, but do y'all research. It was good, and this seems to have that same type of concept or whatever. So this is by the animated department of the Star Wars company, and I'm not like excited, but I'm curious. I ain't gonna lie. R2D2 and C3PO are gonna be the lead characters, and they're the droid OGs, so we gonna see how that is. I think I like that for real. Now this is something that I'm very excited about. This is up there. Again, this is up there. This is one of the shows I'm very excited about. Now there's going to be a Star Wars show called Star Wars Visions, and this show is going to be a bunch of animated short films about random stuff in the universe. This is very unique. I love this, and it's going to be done by phenomenal anime creators. So we're getting some very cool stuff here, and this is going to be its own little short stories. I love this idea. I love this idea of exploring maybe characters that we've never seen before, never know, and it's just going to be a story that come and go type of story. It's like Black Mirror or something, it's gonna, I love this idea. And anime creators is making this show. Like, can you imagine anime Star Wars? This is gonna be incredible. I love this. This is the stuff I like. I like stuff where we explore new characters. I like stuff when we explore new timelines, and I like stuff when we expand the universe of Star Wars, not shrink it. This is one of those shows that'll do that. Star Wars: The Bad Batch. This is a show I'm excited about. And I get it. I am kind of a hypocrite when it comes to this show, because this does take place right after the Clone War, Revenge of the Sith. But the reason why I'm excited for this show is because this is somewhat new territory. We never really experienced anything that takes place like right after Order 66, right after Revenge of the Sith, and everything goes, berserk. I like to see characters who are not Jedi in the universe having to survive or deal with, and I like how I don't really know what the trailer was phenomenal, by the way. The trailer was, it blew me away. Like, I was already kind of anticipating this television show, this animated television show, but I seen the trailer and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad ass. I ain't gonna lie. Tarkin shows up in it, and I gotta say the animation is fantastic. It's next level. Like, I'm not a big fan of that animation at first. Like in Clone Wars, I was like, I don't like this animation. Like, I like the show Clone Wars, but I didn't like the animation, and they had the same animation in Rebels. I don't know. I like the traditional style of animation, right? When you watch some Cartoon Network shit, that's the animation I like. But with this, it's like top notch, next level, high movie quality animation, and it looks good. It looks good. So I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait for this show. Now, getting into the movies, this is what I'm so happy that Disney and Star Wars still honored film. Like, we're transitioning right now into this era where it's starting to be more about television and television series on streaming services and Netflix and stuff like that. And I'm a movie guy. I tell people all the time, because people see that I do this YouTube channel and they say, hey, did you watch this show? Did you watch that show? I don't watch television shows. I'm a movie guy. I love movies. I like the idea of a beginning, middle, and end, a first, second, and third act, and a conclusion, you know. But for certain shows that I love and certain characters that I adore, I will watch shows. But I'm not gonna just, you know, stream through shows and be like, oh, this looks good, and, you know, pick up a series and binge watch it all the way through. That's just not who I am. I'm a movie guy. And so I'm glad that with the success of Mandalorian, I'm glad that Lucasfilm and Star Wars and Disney, they didn't just say, well, hey, let's make everything television series. Let's screw movies. Let's not do it right now. The theaters is having trouble. And let's just make all television shows. And I love how they didn't go with that route. I love how they said, no, you know, movies is what created Star Wars. It's what started Star Wars, and it's what Star Wars is really about. And there's no real experience quite like a Star Wars movie. I love The Mandalorian. I'm excited for a lot of these television shows, but the movies is where it's at. And so we already know about one of the Star Wars movies. It's going to be directed by Taika Waititi. He's a phenomenal director, a phenomenal storyteller. He's an Oscar award-winning filmmaker, and he's writing a story. And one of the things I love when Kathleen Kennedy talked about this movie is she said it's going to be unexpected and it's going to be different. That's what I want. That's what I want from Star Wars. I want something unexpected and I want something different. And I know it's going to be funny. It's Taika Waititi. He's a hilarious guy. He directed like some of the final episodes of The Mandalorian, and they're like the best episodes. So he knows what he's doing, and I can't wait. We know nothing about the film. So, but I'm excited. It's a movie, and it's directed by top-notch talent, and it's going to be well written, it's going to be well directed, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the movie. Now, the next movie we're going to talk about is my number one most anticipated Star Wars anything. Out of everything that's been announced, and there's been a lot of good stuff that's announced, there's been a lot of stuff I don't really care about. Out of everything that has been announced, this is the number one anticipated Star Wars related content that has been announced. They are doing a movie called Rogue Squadron. Yes, the classic Rogue Squadron. That's what they're doing. Like, this blows my mind. This blows my mind, man. Like, I love this idea. I love an idea, and I've been wanting this for the longest from Star Wars. Like, a movie that takes place in the cockpit of a fighter, and we're in a fighter jet having to deal with TIE fighting outer space. That's so cool to me. It's like Top Gun in space. It's a great idea, but this is what makes the news so fantastic. Patty Jenkins is directing this movie. Patty Jenkins is a special director. She is truly special. I love this director. She's directed some phenomenal movies like Monster, which was Oscar worthy, and it won Charlize Theron her first Oscar. And also she did Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman was incredible. She got Wonder Woman 1989 coming out, but she's great at getting the best performances out of her actors. And I'm calling it right now. I think this is going to be the greatest Star Wars movie ever made. Now listen, I know that sounds crazy. I know. It's like, wait, what? Just because a good director's on board, you think this is going to be the greatest Star Wars movie ever made? Yes, and here's why. The announcement trailer to this film was Patty Jenkins, and she gave this story talking about her father.
Day, I would wake up and go outside and look up, see my father and his squadron taking off in their F-4s, roaring across the sky, and it was the most thrilling thing still I've experienced in my entire life. So when he lost his life in service to this country, it ignited a desire in me to turn all of that tragedy and thrill into one day making the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. But try as I might and look as I did, I couldn't find the right story ever. I kept looking and looking, but I just couldn't find the right one. Until now. Now I found a movie about two things I love. So I'm going to see you very soon.
And how her father, defending this country, and that's what he did. He was a fighter with fighter jets. It really was emotional. And she talked about how she was looking to tell this story. She was trying to find the right story to explore some of the more emotional aspects of and represent her father. And that just lets me know that this is going to be a very emotional film. Like, this is going to be a very personal film for her. And anytime you have a world-class filmmaker and a personal film from them, it makes all time great. That's the reality. That equals all time great. Great filmmaker plus personal film equals all time great. And the fact that she even mentioned that she want to make an all time great film when she spoke, that lets me know that that's on her mind. That's something that intrigues her about trying to reach a certain level. And I can't be more excited. It's a movie directed by Patty Jenkins and his Rogue Squadron. The only bad news about this is that they say it's not coming out until 2023. So damn, I might as well not even think about it right now because we got a long way to go. But it's a lot of good Star Wars content that can hold me over until that time. But man, that's the grand finale. And I love how they announced that it's gonna be in theaters. I got a video coming out called Thank You Disney, and it's just gonna talk about how they're still pursuing theaters and they're not giving up on movie theaters and turning their back on movie theaters like some movie studios. But that's another video for another time. But yeah, trust me, as a Star Wars fan, I'm happy. Us Star Wars fans, this is what we wanted. We've been in limbo for the last couple of years now, not knowing what's next in Star Wars, and we've only had The Mandalorian to hold us over, and now we got so much stuff coming that, wow, like, man. Oh, and I didn't even talk about Cassian and Endor. That's another television show that I'm excited about, just because that's a Rogue One character. And I know how I talk about, like, I don't want to see the same characters over and over, but he was introduced in Rogue One and he had a very short time period. Like, I wanted to see more from that character in Rogue One. And I love how his story is going to be more of a spy thriller. I like the idea of a spy thriller. And it's directed by the Jason Bourne director, so he knows how to do these type of stuff, and it looked phenomenal from what I've seen, and so I'm excited about that too. I think that's one of the near future television shows. I think they started filming like 2 weeks ago, so we're gonna get that somewhat in the near future, and I'm extremely excited about that too. So yeah, man, that's my thoughts. This video was extremely long. I gotta put it into it. Thank y'all. If y'all like this video, please like the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.